So, back for another episode of Believe in Boyt with this buzzwole team. And it's going to be the last one with the buzzwole. And it's going to be last push to get into Master with the buzzwole as well. So, we will see. Think I have to win. Oh, is that one game away? We will see. We will see. Maybe if we win this game. Okay, win this game, we will see. Okay. Dragapult is a little bit of an issue next to an Indeedee. In fact, it's a pretty massive issue. So I'm going to try and do that cheeky thing where I did Metagross Salamence again. I'm going to bring Buzzwole because of Glastrier. And then Dusclops is right there, so Spectria would be good. But I'm pretty sure it's Rotom Wash. Don't like this. Indeedee Dragapult, like, can somewhat deal with the redirection normally, but then when that's Spectria, you can't do that against the Indeedee, so they just lead with Indeedee Dragapult with like Glastrier Dusclops in the back. That is not going to be ideal. Well, that's Indeedee Dusclops. I'm okay with that. So that's not going to do too much damage. I wonder if they got Will-O-Wisp on there, Dusclops as well. It is a shame I didn't go with the Spectria, because Spectria stalls this out really well. And they're just Psychic Seed, okay. So, if I KO the Indeedee, Buzzwole is looking pretty good. But I don't want to KO the Indeedee this turn. It's a bit of a weird one. But then again, I could just be sweeping with my Metagross, right? I could just KO the Indeedee. Yeah, now I'll get a Steel Spike as well, right? That should be fine. Like, even if they get the Glastrier and Trick Room, I'm just gonna Steel Spike them again. That should be fine. It would just be if they have Will-O-Wisp. But even if they do, I'm still Steel Spiking and two-shotting. I think I'm two-shotting the Glastrier. This should be fine. Even if they get Trick Room. Because they didn't go with Dragapult, so they don't have the most things for Metagross. There is the Incineroar, but even then, I'm getting necessary chip on the Dusclops as well. That was reasonable chip to the Metagross as well. I don't think... Would I be in range of Helping Hand? Max Quake? Probably not, right? No, definitely not. I'm going to get a Steel Spike. And this is absolutely KOing the Indeedee. And even if it was Focus Sash, which we saw it wasn't, then it would have been KO'd because of the Bulldoze, so... Like, even if they get in Trick Room, I don't really care, because they don't really deal with my Metagross well. And they surely don't have Will-O-Wisp if they had Finny on the team. Like, I guess they have Indeedee, but, you know... So you would assume Glastrier. And then is +2 Max Quake. +2 Max Quake is surely not enough. Surely not enough. Is it worth switching out into Rotom Wash at this point? I'm not sure it is. Because if they if they attack the Salamence, then I guess if they attack the Salamence and get a Grim Neigh and Weakness Policy, that could KO this. No, but then I'm still getting a Steel Spike. So I'm definitely still. They could be ally switching. Could be ally switching. Still going to Steel Spike the Glastrier. I will switch into Rotom. I will preserve the Salamence. And this means that they can't get a... It's not a Grim Neigh, is it? It's a Chilling Neigh. Use Spectria too much. And not Glastrier not enough, it seems. But yeah, it's a Chilling Neigh. So ally switch would be worst case here. Weakness Policy prop wouldn't be so bad, because I've already got my first Steel Spike, so I should easily, well, I say easily, I should be living anything that the Glastrier throws at the Metagross. Is Will-O-Wisp, even though they have a Finny. Wonderful. And it was Hailstorm into Rotom. Perfect. That is best case. Because that is no Chilling Neigh for them. And is it Life Orb? It is not, so it's probably Weakness Policy, which I'm probably activating right now. But I am two-shotting them, so... If they have Will-O-Wisp, do they have space for Ally Switch? You've got to have Pain Split on your Dusclops, right? Okay, they were Weakness Policy. Bit awkward, but, you know, what can you do? So we had 2 Steel Spikes as well. That cancels out their... Cancels out their +2, so I'm just going to Steel Spike the Glastria. I'm in a nasty plot. If they Ally Switch, then that's quite annoying, but then they don't have Pain Split, so then they can't recover. Max Guarding makes sense to stall out the last turn of my Steel Spike, get the necessary chip with the Nightshade, but I am setting up now with my Rotom. And I am absolutely Ally Switching next turn. Because they will surely be quaking my Metagross. So I am absolutely going for Ally Switch. So the Hail's going to put me in Citrus, right? Nice. Will I be able to survive 2 Nightshades and Hail? I don't think so. How many turns of Trick Rooms then? 2, right? So I am clicking Ally Switch, and then it's probably best to go for Thunderbolt into the Dusclops, right? And then put it in range of something to stop Trick Room next turn. So I'd like to see a Quake, please. There's the Nightshade into the Rotom, okay. That is fine. And a Quake into the Rotom. Perfect. So we're going to get some good chip into the Dusclops now. Am I going to be put to 50 HP? I didn't pay attention to how much chip I took, but am I going to be put in range? Okay, I'm not, so that's good. So that means that I will get a KO this turn, which is ideal. Because I can't KO both. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Which one is better to KO? Because I'm not clicking Ally Switch again. I might as well attack twice and get a KO, and they can only get one for me. They can KO the Rotom still with the Nightshade, like afterwards with the Hail. But I think that's okay. And I have Buzzwole and... yeah, I will Thunderbolt the Dusclops. I think that's better. And I will Iron Head the... yeah, I'll Iron Head the Glastria. I don't think it really matters too much at this point. Like, they do protect, and if they Nightshade Rotom, then that's the least optimal thing. For me, that is. And they did, so Hail will KO them. But, you know, it didn't really matter, did it? Because I was KOing the Dusclops regardless of what I did this turn. But then this is Trick Room over, so... can just bulldoze whatever comes in, even with the Metagross, right? Like, if it's the Finny, I can still bulldoze myself, and it will put the Finny slower than my Metagross. If it ends up being Incineroar, then I will... is it better to just go into Buzzwole so that I can definitely close combat and Iron Head the Glastria? I think it might be. Because if they fake out one, the other will KO the Glastria, so that's probably better. And if it's Finny, then it doesn't really matter at this point. I can still just Iron Head and close combat the Glastria. And if it's Dragapult, then it's not as concerning because they are not Dynamax. Okay, it was Incineroar, fair enough. That's not too much of a problem at this point. I would assume that the Incineroar is slower than the Glastria, actually. No, not slower than my Metagross, is what I was trying to say. So is it worth going for... no, close combats? I might not close combat, actually. I reckon I'm actually going to switch out... if they fake out the Metagross and then Ice Move my No, it's fine. It's fine, because Salamence beats the Incineroar as well. Even if the Incineroar KOs Buzzwole, which I'm pretty sure it probably will after the close combat drop. So, you know. But then Salamence beats Incineroar, it's fine. I'm just going to flinch it with Iron Head regardless. It's back up to neutral, so close combat should KO now. If they don't manage to KO me with Flare Blitz, reasonable chip. But that's effectively neutral. Which one are they KOing? Here's the Buzzwole, and it does not KO, but the Hail... Is the Hail running out? Ah, perfect. Let's go. See, I EV'd my Buzzwole perfectly, and you can go and check out those EVs over on the Fun Conventional that is currently up on my channel to do with the Buzzwole. So it's always lovely when that happens, so you can see the EV spreads being nice. So I'm just going to Leech Life, get back a bit of HP. I don't need to reveal Stomping Tantrum at this point. Okay, I just wanted to do that to find out the damage. Like, I may not pick up a KO this turn, to be fair, if they're buried. Which they are, so I'm not actually picking up a KO, and I stall it out for a little bit longer, but I just wanted to find out how much Leech Life would do to the Incineroar. So I could have just Stomping Tantrumed and maybe not have ended the game there, but... Oh, they got Burning Jealousy, but I've got my Elements in the back, so it's fine. So that was just for some learning. Just so I know how much Leech Life does. So that means that it will two-shot if you get a Beast Boost. Like, I got a Beast Boost, but you know what I mean. Not Intimidated. Back at +1 is what I'm trying to say. And I will just click Outrage. Because why not? I could just click Bulldoze, because, you know, I could have clicked Stomping Tantrum, but preserving information, so why am I revealing Outrage? But it was easier to just click A rather than scroll down to Bulldoze. Efficiency. He says as he took an extra turn to KO this Incineroar. But is that Master? He'll be close. Pretty sure it, like, because I lost the one before and then I moved up that tiny little bit, right? So it should be a Master now. Okay, am I in Master? Okay, Buzzwole is in Master. Nice. So then it doesn't really matter what happens in these ones. So I can afford to lose these now, which is quite nice. Have I only done 10 battles? I swear I've done more than 10 battles. Because it's Friday today, right? And I did 12 previously. Like, this is the 14th battle. Or am I being... Or am I missing something super obvious? They said I did 10. Did I do Buzzwole at the start? No, I did it at the start of the season. In the old season, right? And then I had to climb back up. That's why I was missing. That's the obvious thing. You don't need to comment. I worked it out. So, they have got Bronzong, which is very underused. And still incredibly viable. But Whimsicott always makes me want to lead Nihilego to try and get out of Trick Room. Because if they Tailwind on my Trick Room, I'm just sorted. Oh, Buzzwole goes in here. If Buzzwole gets speed controlled around the Heatran, it just bodies. I guess the Zapdos as well. So yeah, I do want to get the Buzzwole into Trick Room. Rotom Wash is reasonable. Spectria is pretty reasonable. I think I'm going to lead Spectria and Nihilego and bluff the fast mode. I will bring Buzzwole, and then Metagross is fine, but I don't really like it. Salamence, it's okay. I think I prefer Rotom here. So, lead Whimsicott please, and I will click Trick Room and you will click Tailwind. That is how it works. You're not allowed to taunt the Nihilego. That's against the rules. And if they lead Bronzong, then I've led with my Spectria. So, either way should be okay. That's a Whimsicott. So, very kindly click Trick Room. No, click Tailwinds. Don't click Trick Room, because Whimsicott can click Trick Room. Please don't do that. Please don't eject my Nihilego or anything like that as well, because surely you are not Focus Sash on the Whimsicott if you have got Tyranitar with Sandstream. Like, that's very anti-synergistic. But even if they don't click Tailwind, getting Buzzwole into Trick Room is good. And if they don't click Tailwinds, then I'm getting a Will-O-Wisp into the Tyranitar guaranteed. And if they do Tailwinds, they'll KO my Spectria. Okay, they are attacking. And not Prankstering, they are attacking. That is Scarf Tyranitar that underspeeds my Spectria, so I am living. They are clicking Trick Room. They are clicking Trick Room. Well then. I spoke it into existence, so here we are. But now I can go for Shadow Ball and Trick Room next turn, right? So they're not going to Dynamax their T-Tar at all. Do I even need to click Trick Room at this point? Maybe not. I won't KO the Whimsicott unless it's not even. But they did click Trick Room, which is quite amusing. So that implies that they are a much faster team. So now I want to actually just go for Sludge Bomb into the Whimsicott. And I will preserve Spectria. I think it is worth preserving. I'm going to switch out into Rotom. They're not Scarf Tyranitar, because, you know, Whimsicott was Trick Rooming. Scarf Tyranitar does outspeed my Spectria, so... Oh, is that Heatran? Good switch, for sure. But this is also a good switch, for sure. So, how fast is the Heatran? That was good damage, even though it's burned. So it's probably banded, right? Pretty sure it's banded. So I'm going to Meteor Beam and Hydro Pump into this Heatran. Okay, they outspeed. That is not good. But because we are in the Sandstorm, Nihilego is going to survive, which is lovely. And now we have to spend the 30 seconds wondering if I hit this Meteor Beam. And then find out if I hit the Hydro Pump as well. So, you know, here we are. Okay, 2 hits. Nice. This will do very good damage. That is good damage. I didn't need to Hydro Pump, but I did anyway, and it connected. So Buzzwole is freed up quite a bit. It was just the Heatran that really threatened it, right? I guess the Whimsicott does to an extent, but not really. And Crunch into Rotom? Or Crunch into Nihilego? Still into Nihilego, fair enough. Covers for the Focus Sash. But thanks to their very kind Sandstorm, I was able to survive the Earth Power. And into Citrus Berry range, nice. So is it worth going into Buzzwole at this point? Because they could just Moonblast, but even then, it's a Whimsicott, right? I want to go into Buzzwole. They still haven't Dynamaxed theirs. I'm definitely Dynamaxing Buzzwole. But it's just Whimsicott. So... they should be locked into Crunch, so I just don't care about the T-Tar. So I'm going to Airstream the Whimsicott. If they Tailwinds, they didn't Moonblast, and I'm at full HP. And I'm going to Nasty Plot with my Rotom. So what else did they have in the back? They have Bronzong, Zapdos. Zapdos and Tailwind, actually, that's not ideal for me. Didn't think about that one enough. Because Zapdos in the back in Tailwind should just Airstream KO my Buzzwole. So that doesn't really work. They did Tailwind. Yeah, Zapdos in the back means this should be a loss. I'll survive this. But I won't survive a second. So the Nasty Plot didn't really work out. But if it is just Zapdos, then I'll lose. If it is Bronzong, or well, it's not Bronzong, for sure. If it's whatever the other thing was, I'll be fine. But I'm very confident, even with the Assault Vest and the Dynamax, I'm not going to survive an Airstream from the Zapdos. Because you would assume it's Lightfall, because that's the most common item. So I didn't factor that in enough. And I lost my Nihilego before Zapdos hit the field as well, which wasn't ideal. Them being a fast Heatran wasn't great. Especially because that is Zapdos, unfortunately. So I guess I will just try and Hailstorm. It won't work, but I can try. And am I getting KO'd to Crunch at this point? Is it worth just trying to survive and helping handing? I don't think it is, because I just lose to the Zapdos at this point. So like the win condition is survive with buzzwole, and I'm pretty confident I do not. But that is the win con at this point. It's a shame it wasn't Metagross. Metagross was much better against what they brought once the Heatran was gone. Even when the Heatran was on the field. But that Trick Room turn 1 was not ideal. This may look incredibly silly, considering I'm definitely going to be blown back by an Airstream. But the win con is survive. Which I very much don't. Like, I did not expect to at all, but Thunderbolt can't even paralyze the Zapdos. Hydro Pump wouldn't be enough, and I would just get KO'd to Crunch and Sandstorm at this point, so needed to survive, but there is no way. I'm curious on what the calc is. Let's see if it's Lightfall. Which it is. I wonder if I'd have survived without Lightfall. I may have done. Yeah, because they KO'd me there, so I couldn't do anything with the Rotom anyway. So Helping Hand looks silly, but it's, you know, better than nothing. It means it actually moved that turn. And then Spectra will just come in here and just be KO'd to the Zapdos. So, but at least I got into Master before this game, so I don't have to truly worry if I lose any games. But yeah, Whimsicott with Trick Room is pretty uncommon, but worked out pretty well there. It's a shame I didn't just attack with the Whimsicott, but then no, attack with the Nihilego, I mean. But then if I did, then I guess the Whimsicott gets KO'd turn 1 and just doesn't play Trick Room. Especially, like, surely they're not Focus Sash, right? Because you don't run Focus Sash on Whimsicott when you have T-Tar. But then having Trick Room on a non-Focus Sash Whimsicott is incredibly strange. Because I feel like you need Sash, and we don't get to see, but I feel like you need Sash if you're Trick Room on Whimsicott. So, oh well, that's a big drop. Just one more game with the Buzzwole. Hopefully you can finish on a high. But I guess the high is getting into Master Ball in the first place, so not too concerned if I lose this next game as well. But done pretty well, so only lost 3 out. So what's that? That would be 11-3, which is not too bad. Not too bad. Could be 12-3. Could be 11-4, but we will see. I haven't seen Porygon Z in a while. That's literally just like a Series 6 team, right? For like Talonflame over, or Tornadus over Talonflame, and what was the electric type they ran there? Can't even remember, but that's pretty much a Series 16. So, if they lead Tornadus, I want to lead Nihilego. If they lead with Amoonguss, I want to lead with Salamence. So I'm going to lead with both. Okay, and then Buzzwole for sure. Because if I get into Trick Room, like if I avoid the Tornadus, Buzzwole can put in work. And then I think Metagross. Yeah, I'm going to go Metagross. Rotom Wash is too slow against this, because this is pretty offensive. And Rotom Wash is bulky enough, but well, not quite bulky enough and not offensive enough without the Nasty Plot. So Metagross would be bulky enough. So lead Tornadus, please. Let me Trick Room. And you'll definitely Tailwind if I'm leading Salamence as well. Just lead Tornadus Porygon Z, please. And just don't taunt my Nihilego. Like I said, that's against the rules. Moongus wouldn't be worst case, because haven't actually seen this interaction yet. If I, like, because I'll dual wing beat and they'll eat the Cobra on the first hit. Would I be able to KO them with a dual wing beat that's kind of half super effective? I'm not sure. But anyway. Well. I led with both of my counters, they led with both of theirs. So that's gotta be like a timid Amoonguss. So I'm not wasting any of my Dynamax turns. I'm going to try and find out the dual wing beat calc. I'm going to try, even though I'm in the face of the Amoonguss, that's gotta be a timid Max Amoonguss that's going to be in the tailwind. There's no way you lead Amoonguss in Tornadus if that's not a fast Amoonguss. I wonder which one they're going to store. It's got to be the Salamence, right? No, it's the Nightingale. I guess stopping Trick Room, but let's see if they were Focus Sash or not. No, I mean Cobra Berry, but yeah, Dual Wing Bee is going to KO. Is that what I wanted though? Because this gives them the free switch. Look, I've got my Moxie Salamence, but if they go into PZ, they can just KO the Salamence. Playing around with sleep turns on the Nihilego, which isn't ideal. But if I can just click Trick Room, then I should be fine. There's the PZ. Like, I'll survive a... Pretty sure I would survive a strike from the PZ if I Dynamax. But then if they Icy Wind as well, that's not what I want. So I'm just going to click Outrage. If I'm able to attack, wonderful. And I'm going to click Trick Room. They could be taunting here. They probably should be taunting here if they have it, just to guarantee that they're going to be faster. But this is not a bad position. If the Nihilego wakes up, it's a wonderful position. If they just KO the Salamence this turn, it's not too bad. I'll probably be clicking Ally Switch at that point. So I'm not expecting Salamence to survive this turn at all. But best case is I get Trick Room up. If I get Trick Room, oh, okay, that's not the Pokemon I expected to Dynamax. Well then, what is the PZ doing? Yeah, so my Salamence was definitely being KO'd this turn. What is happening with PZ? Is it nasty plotting? If it nasty plots, that's not great. Just Thunderbolts. Okay. Okay. It is Life Orb. I woke up and I've got Trick Room, so I'm like sorted now. Because I literally just closed combat and Meteor Beam. But then that is opening up that dreaded Meteor Beam miss, isn't it? And they can just Airstream KO my buzzwole at that point. Yeah, I'm not sure what that play was. Why did they Dynamax the Tornadus? That's incredibly odd, but 90% of the time I'm going to just immediately win. So I could Ice Punch and Rockfall, but I don't think that's worth. I'm just going to close combats because I don't need to Dynamax. And Meteor Beam should finish off the Tornadus. And there we go. That's going to be it. So, you know, just click Trick Room against the Hyper Offense teams. I'm not really sure what that Tornadus Dynamax was, but here we are. So that's going to be it for the Buzzwole. And finishing off with some Iron. I think that's quite fitting if you're pumping some Iron with the Buzzwole. So yeah, that's going to be it for that. And Naganadel was apparently the winner for the Fun-Conventional Pokemon. So that's going to be going up on Sunday, and then we're going to be featuring a Naganadel team coming next week. So look forward to that.